Recorded live at mork.live.
What is Absolver Plus, right? God, I should just take this from you. I should put this on YouTube. Fuck. I should just be like, hey, what is Absolver Plus? Okay, hold on. If I full screen this, what happens? Nice. Whoa, it just ruins my fucking chat. No big deal. Great. Does that just, oh, it just fucking clears my entire chat? Cool. Great. Love that for me. Holy fuck. What a terrible time. All right, so let's talk about Absolver Plus, okay? Let's talk about this shit. So, for a couple months, basically, I think it was Joker and Omni basically found a way that they could modify values in the game or certain aspects of Absolver by using pack files, which I think is like a file format that actually adds changes to a game after it loads. So the idea becomes they built they found like everything you need to like tweak stuff and do all this other stuff. So like the result of that became Absolver Plus. And it basically focuses on a few like key features that we'll go over in this video. This was made by Gojira, so we could talk about this. It's a very good video, and we could talk. I'll just pause it as we go, just to like read through patch notes. Yeah. Okay, you already saw right there, right? You already saw right there. Is that a cult? Absorbing a guard break? It is. Guard breaks don't break cult anymore. They just don't. It actually ends up being fine. So Absolver Plus is a community-made mod that tweaks parts of the game to try and make it more balanced and enjoyable than vanilla. Okay. Primary aim of the mod is dedicated to PvP rebalancing moves, style abilities, and shard powers have all been adjusted. Starting with a few move changes. I was forsaken. 10 frames and 11 frames are gone. You cannot jab your way into taking your turn back. They have been removed from the game. Do not use 10 frames or 11 frames. We tried to keep them in, but you couldn't, they couldn't change their advantage enough to be like punishable. So jabs, your jabs are 12 frames now. 12 frame is the minimum. Avoid parry moves. Avoid and parry moves no longer avoid or parry. Your jumps are gone. Your ducks are gone. But you actually get rebalanced moves, right? So you actually get like, look at this. Look at this shit. Bounce knee used to be 93 damage plus 9 plus 4. Now it's 135 damage plus 9 plus 4. You actually have a reason to use this now, okay? I know you hate that Oimetra, but believe me, jump moves were not used anyways, so that's why they got taken out. Jump moves and duck moves, the only move that was actually ever used was Tetsu. So, like, that's it. Twisted parry and strike, I think it still parries. Actually, I don't even know if it still parries. Twist, parry, strike? I have no idea, actually. I never used it. I don't really care. Means better offense and new deck building choices. Drunken Paw, plus 12 plus 4 instead of plus 13 plus 5, and it does 192 damage, but it doesn't strafe anymore, right? It does not parry. Gotcha. Low spin heal used to be 106 and then plus 9 plus 3. No longer ducks, but it's 155 damage plus 10 plus 4. Cut damage and weapons adjusted. So this is great. We got 2 new unused moves. Reverse elbow strike and driving palm. Look at that shit. Look at how cool that shit looked. Ugh. Ooh, and then 2 new unused powers, Terran Earthquake and Vortex to pull them in. A lot of downfall bosses shit. You get some new intros, and we got new Fabsolver shit too. Yeah, Sharp Impact dispels on hit now too. Cult method can now absorb breaker moves, and all 12 frame moves are considered light, which means they won't hit stun a cult with resilience active. So a cult has to absorb, and then if you hit them with a looping of a lot of the issue with like you'd be able to actually counter a cult by looping 12 frames. So a cult would try to absorb and then get their counter hit, and they couldn't, right? So I think a lot of the problem was like, we want to give cult like the ability to absorb and then actually take their turn back. So it's like, for fuck's sake. Obviously, this is like got some people concerned, but the Jade Festival, which is a tournament that's coming up in July, if you enter it, like we're going to use that tournament data to 1, give a custom cosmetic to the winner, and 2, let you obviously use that for further balancing, right? So Phasian has been made generally easier to punish by nerfing its side parry feints, backstance avoid distance, and recovery time. Lowered stopper stamina damage. So now you can actually punish a Phasian, which is great. Love. Stagger loses its 12 frame confirms, but the staggers themselves now deal the damage. All staggers are +7/+0 on hit and block. Front stagger does 65 damage. Side and back staggers do 90. Okay, right, because front stagger has the armor, so it should do less damage. Nice. Ooh. Ooh. Spicy. There's me! I'm in this video! It's my fam! The rest. Windfall remains vanilla. Forsaken gets a little longer stun to help it consistently confirm 13 frames. So now you can kind of get a little bit more creative with your parry riposts. So Forsaken's a little bit easier, or at least a little more creative with your... So that's good shit. All this and more. So, I mean, Jade Festival. It's a tournament coming up. It's a pair of tournaments. It's coming up in July. And in August, I guess. Yeah. The EU division's in August. So, fat stacks and custom gear. Then we got some nice footage. Ooh, Joker. Ooh! Some of these moves just hit so hard! Ooh, the parry. Ooh, the parry! Let's go! Let's go! And so that's it. That is that's Absolver Plus. It is basically a very opinionated. There are some things that have changed about it too. Like obviously, yeah, there are no longer verticals. All verticals are now thrusts. I don't think there's any more heighted verticals. I don't think there's like there's no more like high thrusts, right? Like did we make it so that like stuff like you're rocking, it's like a high thrust, that's like a mid thrust now, right? So it's just like more stuff to kind of get used to, I think. Just a lot of like no high thrusts, no verts, right? You're rocking as a mid, no high thrust. Okay, so it's all like mid thrusts. Everything, but like switch kick is still a low thrust, right? Or is it a mid thrust now? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember if everybody got rid of high thrust just for mid thrust. Okay, but we kept low thrusts. Okay, but yeah, so that's Absolver Plus.